Alright guys, in this video we're going to be cleaning a stove top. First thing I'm going to do in the stove top is I'm going to remove the items on top of the stove and actually start taking apart the grill and the other components that are on the stove top. Keep in mind that each stove top's a little bit different, so some pieces you'll have more, other ovens you'll have less to pull out. It's good to pull those pieces out. I'm going to use, again, rinse cup, a little bit of water, concentrated soap, and my Scotch Brite sponge. I'm going to apply the soap throughout. Again, I don't have to place too much pressure. The key thing is here is that I already pre-tested the surface and I know that it won't scratch. You'll always want to do that. See, I'm applying throughout. Keep in mind, you got to take these little knobs out as well. Alright. Now when it comes to the stainless steel, you'll see that I'll switch over to the sponge side. I want to make sure I don't scratch. Same thing when it comes to the panel. You'll notice the panel has a little plastic piece in the center that can actually scratch with the green side of the sponge. And again, I'm going to let the soap, the concentrated soap, start to dissolve all the grease. Go ahead and apply a little bit more. Alright, I'm going to go down to, once I go over this a little bit here, I'm going to go to a different angle so you'll start to see. I'm going to use two different tools, and those tools are going to be steel wool as well as a razor. Using the steel wool here, again, just loosening up all the dirt, grease that might be stuck. The steel wool will not scratch, it's very thin. I always rip off a piece before I use it. I don't want to use the whole steel wool pad, but just grab it as much as I need. Again, usually it's just for certain areas. You'll notice there's an opening there on all four burners. You want to make sure you don't put too much liquid or any soap that falls in there. It could affect how the burners turn. Alright, now I'm going to use my sponge again. Go over some items. And then you will start seeing me use my razor. Now I know most people think with a razor you might scratch, and yes, of course you could scratch, but the key thing is to be gentle and to make sure that the surface is, moist or it's slick because of the soap. And then you're just going to glide the razor on the actual areas that actually need scraping. So you start to see right here. I'm going to move that out of the way for you. And it's real simple. Barely putting pressure on it. The best way I can describe it, it feels almost like I'm scraping butter from a mirror. Getting little corners there. I'm using my other hand just kind of to feel if I feel anything. Sometimes it's hard to see what's caked on, so I use my fingers to indicate if it's gone or not. You see it accumulating there on the razor. Again, it literally just peels right off. There's a different angle here. You could see the discoloration on it. You'll see that it's just grease that's been cooked on there and burnt on the surface, and you see how it's coming right off. Again, a little gentle, slow. Now we do have different products that we can use. We do have an oven cleaner that's a strong degreaser, but it's very strong in terms of the smell. It's also acid based. It's a last resort type of tool that I like to use. Even though this stovetop hadn't been cleaned in a while, there's no need to use that. Now I'm going to go and use the steel wool. Steel wool just kind of get the loose pieces there as well. The razor I use to get the big chunks out. Once I do that, I have to wipe down the surface, and then I actually will start to spray stainless steel polish. It's going to really make it shine, and also actually lays a protection actually on the surface. And again, just applying. And always remember, always use the same cloth that you're using for your stainless steel. You don't want to mix them, and you certainly don't want to place it with other clean rags. It will just make the other rags oily and slick, and that will actually leave a residue if you're using it to clean other surfaces that are not indicated in this video. You can't see, but I'm also applying it on the metal panel there. Sorry for the angle, guys. Also in the front portion there, but I'll show you that in another section of this video. Alright, now I've done that, I'm going to get all these compartment pieces here. I'm going to put some soap. Okay, I also have another brush there. That sponge brush, basically what it is, it's metal, and I only use it for the grill or the interior part of the oven. Do that in a different video. I'm essentially just scrubbing these pieces here, the pieces that I removed, the hardware. You'll notice that I put on top of a cloth, and I do that because I don't want to scratch the sink with anything that's metal. And again, just a quick little scrub, almost exactly like if you were doing your dishes. Really nothing to it. Once I've done that, now I'm going to pull out the grill. You'll notice I put rags on two sides there, that way that the metal doesn't make contact with the stainless steel. And again, I'm going to use my sponge. I also have my metal sponge that I can use as well. And I'm cleaning the top side, and keep in mind that we will flip this over and clean the back side of it as well. There you go, I'm using my little metal sponge. Now keep in mind, this metal sponge is not the steel wool sponge. These are two different types of sponges. And what I'm looking for here is just basically burnt food and other items that might have been stuck on the grill. Alright, I'm here in the front panel here. Again, you'll notice that I'm using the sponge side. Again, that's stainless steel, and it's a polished stainless steel, so it could scratch with the grate side. Again, I'm just applying it. I do open the door just to clean the lip area there on the sides. But an interior part of the oven, that would be a different type of cleaning, and that would be a different video. Don't forget the bottom piece here. Alright, and then after that, all I have to do is dry it, and then I'm going to use a stainless steel polish, and just going to polish it up. There we go. And you're set.